Member for Wanguri.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education and Training. Secondary education in the Northern Territory is being reformed to support students to complete school and transition into post-school pathways and careers here in the Territory. I know consultation with school councils have kicked off this month, with parents and families invited to attend throughout the Territory. And myself and the member for Casuarina attended the forum at Dripstone Middle School last Thursday. Minister, how is the CLP government supporting schools, staff and students with the transition, and how will this transformation ensure that our education for our children is enhanced with these changes, in particular for Dripstone Middle School, where students from my electorate attend?
Minister for Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member for Wanguri for the question. I know she's extremely passionate about education. I was out with her recently at a childcare centre, and she's doing work with the secondary reform program as well. So I'm pleased to see that the member for Wanguri has engaged with our extensive secondary reform program, which is currently being rolled out across the Territory. And as the member for Wanguri mentioned, school council meetings are an important part of this consultation program. Madam Speaker, I can let the House know that a series of school council meetings have been held this month across Darwin, Palmerston and in Alice Springs. And these meetings have seen significant engagement with school representative bodies and parents, teachers and school staff, as well as student representatives and the learning commissions. This important reform program is about the move away from middle schools in the Territory. This was a key recommendation of the former Labor government's review of secondary education, released in 23 and supported by the CLP prior to the election last year. But we need to make sure we get this transition right, Madam Speaker. Changing our decades-old secondary education structure won't happen overnight, and the move away from middle schools will take time and extremely careful planning. And that's why we've kicked off this comprehensive consultation program, with planning to continue over the course of the year with no changes to our middle school model in 2025. The shift away from middle school is important, and it will be fully supported by the CLP government. A shift away from the middle schools, Madam Speaker, will ensure our student pathways are more aligned to the Territory's skills, needs and, importantly, keep our students remaining engaged throughout their secondary education, helping to boost our shocking attendance rates. So, to update the House on the next steps, Madam Speaker, of the secondary reform, I can advise that planning in March will focus on our urban areas and what the future state of comprehensive high schools, which is years 7 to 12, will look like in these areas, with remote engagement occurring next term. The engagement will help develop tailored delivery models bespoke to each region in the Territory. There's not just a one-size-fits-all, Madam Speaker. We know in some areas of the Territory the transition to comprehensive high schools will be relatively straightforward, but in other areas planning will be significantly more intensive. And I thank the teachers, parents attending our meetings so far and providing valuable input in the future planning of secondary school in their local community. Following this important engagement, high-level plans for each impacted school will be developed over the course of the year. These plans will indefinitely identify implementation priorities such as changes to infrastructure, curriculum and pathways, staff and student transitions and transportation. A phased transition to the new secondary education model will then commence, Madam Speaker, from next year. Thank you.